There are two sides to Paris. There's the light side, and the dark side. Hi, I'm Morgan.
I'm Harrison.
This is Morgan Please. We're a budget travel vlog. We're traveling the world even though we're completely broke. And we're here in Paris still. If you've been watching us, we are house sitting here in Paris. And yeah, here we are. As you can tell from our intro, we're going to show you two different sides of Paris today. Let's start with the light side of things. So here we are at the Palace of Versailles. So if you don't know anything about Versailles, this was the palace of the kings of France from the 1600s to the 1800s up until the French Revolution. This is our first stop for the light things to do. Although now that I think about it, I'm not sure it's really light because Marie Antoinette lived here and King Louis, and they both got their heads chopped off, so this is sort of dark side slash light side in one. I didn't even think about that.
But it looks so pretty.
But it's so pretty.
It can't be dark. Look at that. It did cost us a little bit of coin to get into here, so it was 20 euro per person. We do want to do a little shout out to our family and to our patrons for giving us a little bit of money to get here to have a great day trip.
I know that's not exactly on brand for us. It's not super budget friendly to go and spend 20 euro per person to go into something. That's very unusual for us, but we're here in France. We got a little boost of help from some people, so we decided to just do it while we're here and to show you.
Something that we would suggest though is we did buy our tickets online, so we got like this nice times thing, so it gives you like a little section of time that you're supposed to show up at, and the line outside is super long and we got to skip it, so it only took us like 5 minutes to get in.
We only paid 2 euro extra per person to do that, by the way. The regular ticket to not see everything and not get that timed entry to get in right away, that was like 18 euro per person, and we paid just 2 euro more, and the line was super quick, and we have access now to everything rather than just certain parts of the palace. All right, that's enough talking. Let's just jump into it. Let's go.
So a couple things. First is I give you these nice little audio guides, and the second thing is to not be afraid to ask people sitting around who are employees about things. Morgan just did that a minute ago, and the lady gave us so much information. You had originally asked, like, why are the beds so tiny? She had said, what, it was like a Turkish style or something, and the reason that they're higher off the ground is because they needed to be above servants. She fed Morgan all of this information that we otherwise just would not have known. We would have just been oblivious walking through going, oh, okay. Did you know Marianne Antoinette?
Mariana?
I said Marianne Antoinette.
Marianne?
Marie. Did you know Marie Antoinette was 14 when she came here? Well, now we do because the tour guide told us.
You don't even know her name. Imagine you were one of the poor citizens of France during the time that King Louis lived in the castle, and you work all day in the field and you're taxed ridiculously. The peasants were so heavily taxed. You're starving, there's no food to eat, the price of bread is so monumental. And knowing that all of your taxes and the people who are leading you, the money is going just towards their lavish lifestyle, living like kings while you and your family are starving. And as we're walking through this behemoth of a palace of Versailles and looking at all this ornate, beautiful detail, and the palace just goes on and on and on. You can just imagine if you were a peasant then, how just, it's like rubbing salt in the wound. Such a difference between the poor and the aristocracy. No wonder they hated Marie Antoinette. we are in the Hall of Mirrors, which is the most famous room in the whole palace. You can tell it's extremely crowded all the time, and there's not too much you can really do about it. When I booked tickets online, the earliest time slot I could book them for was 12 noon. If it was up to me, I'd be here earlier, but even if you're here earlier, this is the most famous room. It's always going to be packed. If you finagle a little bit, you can find little time slots, like a few seconds where maybe there's no one behind you, but just learn some Photoshop and you'll be fine. But it's the most famous room for a reason. This is probably the most beautiful room I've ever seen. So that's it for us for Versailles today. There's a lot more we could have checked out. The gardens are beautiful and super expensive. There's a whole other estate we didn't even get to called the Trianon or something like that. But we can't keep staying here. We're burning daylight because we are watching 2 dogs and 1 cat back at our house. So we have to go. Otherwise, we could really spend all day here, and there's a lot we're not seeing. Do we think it's worth it? Yes, I think it was worth the €20. It's worth the extra €2 to get to see everything, especially if you actually have the time to see it. But it's also worth it to skip the line. That was such a long line. We just breezed right through, which is wonderful. We have paid to go into places before and been like, that wasn't really worth our money. But here I really think it was. There's so much to see. You could spend hours in Versailles. I mean, it's huge. It's a huge palace, and you get tons of great information. Everyone knows what they're talking about. You have all the time in the world, and I really recommend it. But now, like I said, we have to go, and we're pretty hungry. We want to get some food. Harrison's never tried Macarons. We want to try to get him to have some of those. You can eat in there. There's a cafe restaurant thing, but there was a long line, and it's very expensive, so we're not going to do that. So on the way back to the train, we're going to try to find some food. Let's do that now.
All right, so got myself some macaroons from this very fancy place. Look at this fancy box, this fancy bag, that fancy guy.
Matches your shirt.
It does match my shirt.
It matches my shirt.
Wow. All right, so we got 6, total to €14. Morgan got 3 flavors and I got 3 flavors.
I said to give me 2 pinks, but he gave me a yellow one, so
I
was too embarrassed to correct him.
You should have corrected them. I'm gonna try this green one, I think, because it's anana flavored, and ananas means pineapple. Pineapples are my favorite.
What do you think?
I'm gonna cry. They're like a new favorite. Holy shit. No wonder why they're so expensive. Wow, they're like nice and cold. I'm not even playing this up. Like, this is really good. You can't come to France without getting one of these.
Is it worth the money?
I mean, €14 a lot, but yes. What I would do is make my own recipe and try to figure out how to do that.
My turn.
As good as you remember?
I already know I like them. Yes, amazing.
All right. I'm sick of this fairy tale stuff. It's time to see some dark stuff. So we are gonna go to the Catacombs of Paris.
Here we are in the Paris Catacombs. We are 60 feet underground. It was a long line. It was like 2 hours, but it's really cool down here. About to see some skulls and freaky things. So apparently back in the day, the cemeteries were overflowing in Paris, so they had to move them here. This was a quarry at one point, and now it's filled with the remains of like 6 million Parisians. So we're here to check it out. I think there was like a horror movie here not too long ago, a couple years ago, about the Parisian catacombs, and here we are. It's real spoopy. Let's go check it out. Oh, I just don't reach.
Ow.
You reach. Don't hurt your head. So this place is known for all the skulls and human remains, but so far it's just been tunnel on tunnel on tunnel. Poor Harrison has to duck and make sure it doesn't hit his head. It's very small, plus there's tons of people. I told you it was a 2-hour wait, so if you're claustrophobic, I would skip this one, but if you're up for it, it's really spooky and cool. I like all the tunnels. It's really kind of Cask of Amontillado-ish. It cost us a total of €26 to get 2 tickets to come here without an audio guide. You can actually book online. It's like €29 for one person for an audio guide. When I checked, they were only in French, the audio guides. There's English-speaking people here with guides, so there must be English, but for whatever reason, online it was only in French. That was only the one available. But if you do cash out for the €29 per person, you will skip the line and you won't have to wait the 2 hours. So if you have the money, maybe it's worth it. By the way, it might look like there's nobody around here. It's movie magic. There's tons of people. We keep waiting for them to pass by, so it's very crowded. So we were 60 feet deep, and now we're 78 feet deep. So obviously you can see there's tons of bones just stacked together to make like these walls of human remains with some skulls kind of peeking out, and this formation kind of makes the heart weirdly cute. I don't want to be insensitive, many respects to the people of Paris, but can't help but kind of feel like I'm in like the Goonies or like a dungeon in Skyrim, and these are just all drawers waiting to come to life if I step on a trap. Is that bad?
You'll see here that there are some skulls missing, and we heard a tour guide come by and say that in 2009 there were some vandals that actually took them. Just unbelievably disgraceful. I don't know how someone could do that. So exploring this place, it's a lot bigger than we expected it to be. There are like endless amounts of skulls and bones and femurs. I can't imagine how many people are in here.
6 million.
6 million? Is that how many? Wow. She told me to do something. I don't know. I don't have any other fun facts. One day we will all be skulls like this. Fun fact. We are getting kicked out because we spent so much time here because we loved it so much. We read online that it was like, oh, it's mostly just tunnels without skulls, but honestly, like, it's a lot of stuff. I would recommend that if you are coming here and you like photography, at least 3 hours, I'd say. We got here inside at about 6:20, and right now it's about 8:20. Another hour would have been a nice addition.
Alright, so we've seen the frou-frou side of Paris and the dark side of Paris. Which one is your favorite?
You guys had to choose between the Catacombs or Versailles. Which one would you pick? Let us know in the comments down below.
What would you pick if you had to choose?
Oh, what would I pick?
Yeah. There's a dog here, brother. I don't know if you can hear the breathing.
I think I would pick Versailles, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't really talk about how we felt about the Catacombs. So
as far as the Catacombs go, I thought it was pretty pricey for what it was. It was €13 per person. While it was super cool, it wasn't a lot of variety like Versailles is. Like, it was a lot of just skulls and bones, which is pretty unique, honestly. Like, there's not a lot of places you can find that. But €13 I thought was a bit much, especially in comparison to something like Versailles, where it's only €7 more and you have gardens and these extravagant rooms and paintings, and it's endless. We didn't even see all of it.
Not even close. Not even close to
like, it's
half
just,
of it.
There's just so much. For that sole reason, I'd choose Versailles over the Catacombs, but that's not to say the Catacombs weren't awesome, because they were pretty awesome. Like, I thought they were pretty cool.
You know what? It's worth it if you are really into like photography or videography, especially if you like gothic type of stuff. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's awesome. Of course, it was super crowded, so if you went maybe in the winter or really, really early, maybe you would be better off. But if you're just going there to pass through, you don't really care care about photos or anything, you're just literally in Paris thinking about what to do, that wouldn't be on the top of my list, but I am glad that we did it. This was kind of a unique day for us. We spent a lot of money. We don't usually do this. We kind of got a present from our family to have a fun day, so this is kind of what we chose, so thank you.
Thank you.
You know who you are.
Yep.
Thank you very much. And thanks to our patrons. We have patrons now, which is really exciting.
I know, oh my God.
Thank you. It would be amazing if you could also consider supporting small creators. You don't have to give a lot. We have a Patreon. You can give as little as $1 one time. We are making almost nothing from these videos. We only have 2,000 something subscribers. Like, we're not making money off of this. We don't have a job. Not that it's your responsibility or anything, but if you find value in our videos, it would be great if you could leave a little tip if you so choose.
If you want them to keep happening too, because
Yes.
time and money are limits.
They're
to
running
us.
out, yeah. Thank you for watching. If you can't be Patreon, it'd be great if you could please hit subscribe. Yeah, we really appreciate your view, and for you stopping by, please leave in the comments what you thought about these places. I would love to hear from you, honestly. Like, I know YouTubers say that, but we're not like YouTubers really yet, are we? I mean, it kinda, but we honestly...
Yeah, we'll stop caring once we get enough of a follower. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're not to the point where we have a million comments and you can't read them. Like, we would love to talk to whoever is watching. We'd love to talk to you. We're lonely and bored, so just talk to us, please. Thanks again. Okay, bye.
See ya.